Okay, I think I'm streaming. As per usual, let's do the audio check. My microphone's over there, so I might sound a little bit quiet right now. Should sound better in a minute, but... okay, let's check. Okay, there's the go live. That looks promising. Okay, testing. Can I hear myself talk? Okay, testing. Can I hear myself talk? Yes. Alright, awesome. There we go. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and Chan the Magic Man, welcome in. How's it going, Chan? How you doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. Happy Tuesday. Alright, okay, so I'm a little hungry, so let's get started. I have actually not eaten breakfast yet, so this is going to be effectively my breakfast. Chan says, doing well, how about you? Pretty good for the most part, you know. The unemployment thing being the most obvious thing, that's like a weird thing, but I'm doing surprisingly well. Emotionally. Alright, so I have basically a burger patty just sitting out. It's been thawing for a couple hours, knowing that I was going to do this. I haven't quite, I don't think it's completely unfrozen yet, but I don't really need to fully thaw it until right before I cook it. So worst case scenario, I can pop it in the microwave to defrost. But let's see, gonna have to bring, we're gonna need this in a little bit. We don't need it right now, but I'm just gonna bring it over. And then I'm gonna need to start chopping a few things. But depending on how many people come in, I'll wait for a few more people before I explain what the heck we're making if people are not aware. So let's see, what we'll need, we'll probably need lettuce and tomato. I don't think I'll need all these tomatoes, so I think we'll just use, we could probably just use one. I'll use the biggest one. Roma tomatoes. Oh, I should probably, hold on, I want to put on some music. I was texting back with the owner of the Jubeat machine. We got some news about the Jubeat machine. Well, not the machine itself, but the servers. Okay, let me see if... Okay. Okay. I'm playing some background music for me. It might not come through for you guys, but I'm sorry. But it's a lo-fi revive. Oh wait, is this official music video? Oh. Well, let's hope I don't get dinged for it. The good news is that I don't put my VODs on my monetized YouTube channel, so it should be okay. Alright, tomato, lettuce. Got some big lettuce pieces here. I don't think we need to do anything with these yet, so I can just hold these off to the side. I do need to chop this. I don't want to risk putting this on the heating element, even though it shouldn't, theoretically, induction, you should be able to safely, you know what? I know the science behind it. It should be safe to put it on there, and I didn't just use it, so it's okay. It's okay. For anybody who doesn't know, when you use an induction, you have to have some piece of metal that's magnetic, and what that will do is that will cause an electromagnetic current to go through the magnetic piece of metal. If you just have non-magnetic metal, it will never heat up that pan or pot. So anything that's like this, which is basically plastic and lettuce, should never, even if I turn it on. This will actually yell at me if I don't have a real pot on it. So, all right, we need a knife. Let's go get. We have an onion. Let's see. Probably won't need the whole onion either, but we're going to use it. And then I may finish up these scallions today. So. And then what else? We're going to need beef broth, because a burger is beef. We'll need a piece of cheese. So I have not really placed cheese on ramen before, but I think for this recipe, I'm willing to give it a shot. So I will take it out of the plastic first, so they can get up to like room temp. I don't want to put it in like cold later, so we're just going to preemptively get it to be room temp. I'm leaving it off the plate because as it warms up, it could get sticky, so it's easier to peel off. Cheese! Yeah. Okay, and then for the base of the noodles, I have these Nongshim Shin noodles, which we'll be using. Probably not the spice packet, because I think that'll take away from the burger taste. So we'll just focus on using beef stock broth, and then maybe I'll spice it up with some spices that we would expect to be in a burger. So let's see, what do we want? Sesame seeds, certainly, sesame seeds in a burger, because sesame seed bun, right? We're gonna put real onion. I was gonna put some dried onion, but I don't think it's necessary. And ketchup mustard, actually. So when I have a burger, I really think ketchup mustard is actually an important taste that I normally taste. So we'll do that. All right. I kind of don't want to crowd the microphone, but that's what I'm doing. Okay, I think the only thing I need to chop ahead of time is probably just some onion. And I'm going to go ahead and keep them in like round arcs. By the way, don't ever do this if you're chopping an onion and it's perfectly round. Usually I'll cut it in half first and then chop, but I want them to be... I'm actually not going to be using the whole onion, so I'm just going to get like half circles, basically like this. And then this one I'll chop like in half. Okay, do we want a little bit more? Let's just do a little bit more, and then that was a little bit small, but whatever. We're experimenting today. Okay, and then tomato. Let's see, do I want these in circles? Yeah, so I'll place it right on the top of the ramen, probably. That one might be a little too thick. That's okay. It's near the edge. Okay, I think I'll try using this. Okay. Alright, that is probably the prep that we'll need. Okay, let me put this tomato somewhere. Okay, let's grab this and let's start cooking the beef patty. So this is going to be a little bit awkward because I'm going to cook it for a little bit first, then take it out, and then I'm going to beef broth and I'm going to make the patty in a pot. I'll explain why in a minute. But yeah, so let's see. I think you guys can see. Okay, we won't need this again until near the end. I need this right now. I just realized I did not announce. I should probably announce in my own Discord. That's okay. Nobody missed anything. They just missed a bunch of prep. Ads. Thanks, Jan. It's okay. When the cookie begins, I won't be able to stop. So. Oh, okay. So right now, I'm checking to see if this is still frozen. The answer is yes. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pop this in the microwave to defrost a little bit. You hear buzzing? Oh, that's probably this. Okay, the way that I have the microphone, I can see. Hold on. Is this a little bit better? I mean, you'll probably still hear it, but I don't want the fan to be blasting directly into the microphone. I might be louder. Still hear it? Okay. I mean, I also have the microwave on. So. All right, we'll give it a second. We'll see how it is. I mean, I guess importantly, you can still hear me, right? Okay, I'm looking for my spatula. Here we go. Yes? Okay, alright, good. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start cooking this in the pot. So the idea here is that any juices that come out of the burger will then go into the ramen broth, is the idea. So, here we go. Shall I open a window? because I'm cooking over here, it's not over my vent, so I could turn that on, but the fan will be extremely loud. Okay, so first things first, I probably won't be using this entire burger for the ramen because it'll be too much. It will cover the entire bowl probably. But the other thing is, like, while it's cooking, any splatter will hopefully stay in the pot. This is not usually convenient for, like, mass cooking, like if you were cooking like 10 burgers or something. But for one person, it's fine. Like, I'm just gonna scoop it out with the spatula. It's okay. Let's see. Lettuce, tomato, onion, ketchup, mustard. Oh, we're almost out of ketchup. Oh, no. I have ketchup packets and stuff as a backup. Okay. Sesame seed bun. Is that really all I associate? And cheese. That's what I associate with a burger. So. This part, we're just going to wait for a little bit because, you know, cooking a burger. This is actually kind of a thick burger. I was hoping for maybe a thinner one, but I was like, nah, it's okay. Let's just go with the thick one for today. This is a 1/3 pound beef patty. I'm also having green tea today. It's sencha matcha. So I may not need to fully cook it right now, because what I'm going to end up doing is putting it into the ramen in a little bit. So I just got a little bit of a sear. It's not too crazy. I didn't put this up to really high. Okay, I'll get some beef broth ready. Not sure how much I want. I'll turn it up a little bit. Okay, let's see. I want this bowl. Do I want this bowl or the big bowl? I'll take this bowl. So we'll be using this bowl for plating later. Actually, since I want to do half, would it be better to cut this in half now? I should probably cut this in half now. I'm doing what they say you shouldn't do for burgers, but I want the juices to come out. So. Okay, there we go. So when you have beef and you're cooking it, if you got ground beef or something, that red stuff, a lot of people think that that's blood. It's actually heme, so it's like, it's not actually blood. Blood is like really thick. There might be some blood remnants, but not exactly the same. Chipperdoodle, welcome in. How's it going? Dag nabbit, I'm waiting to go into a meeting, but I want to see the. I'm gonna try and make. Yeah, I'm trying to make burger ramen today. So, but I'm going slow, so I don't know how long your meeting is. If it's an hour long, I think we'll have it done by then. But if it's like a half an hour, you might be able to make it while I'm eating it. I'm guessing. So. But anyway, oh, this is a good time for shoutouts. Guys, you're not following our friend and mod, Chan the Magic Man. Please give Chan the Magic Man a follow. And also, if you're not following our friend Chip, we know that Chip streams roughly once a year. So, roughly. Plus minus. I'll make them talk fast, says Chip. Look, I know how important jobs are. You don't have to rush. I am currently unemployed, long story. So, you know, do what you need to do. Okay, so I think we are currently mostly cooked. As I said, we don't need to fully cook, but what do I want to store it in the meantime? Okay, because yeah, I want to put it back. All right, so we have a bunch of burger juices in the bowl, in the pot. Actually, let me get some of this flavor back into the pot right now. And then we're going to add some beef broth, and everything that has come out of the patties we will also use as part of the broth. Okay. I don't know if I'll need the whole thing, but we'll start with this. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so I just opened up the ramen packet. I took out basically the flavor packets. We just need the ramen noodles from this. Okay, what spices are typically in a burger? Ketchup, mustard. So I'll probably add some ketchup and mustard to the broth. Actually, we have this. This is a Magnific sauce. It's actually Trader Joe's, I think, answer or solution to, what is it, like Big Mac, like McDonald's Big Mac sauce. So we can add a little bit of that. Because the other thing I'm thinking is like relish, but I don't have relish, I don't have pickles. I don't even like pickles, but this has like a little tiny bit. See, this has, yeah, a little bit of relish in there. So maybe this. But anyway, currently we're just waiting for this to boil up. And once it's boiled up, thank you for the follow, Wincing19. Ketchup and mustard in ramen? Yes, I know. But today we're doing a food experiment and trying to make burger ramen as inspired by KPop Demon Hunters. So for anybody who is aware of KPop Demon Hunters, the ramen on the plane at the beginning of the movie is... they have 3 different flavors, one for each member of the band. And I think Rumi's is probably the most normal. It's probably like the closest to a standard ramen. And then Mira's is like sweet and spicy, or spicy, which, you know, makes a lot of sense. I love Mira's one-liners in the movie though. But Zoe's, she's the American from Burbank, California. And hers taste is supposed to be burger flavored. So I was like, okay, we could try this. I've seen some other YouTubers attempt something like this. They certainly did not put condiments in their sauce though. I don't want to go too crazy with this, but oh yeah, give me some of that mustard water. Hold on. There we go. Alright, I'm probably near the end of my mustard anyway. Winsing 19, happy time zones, welcome in, how's it going? Today we're doing a food experiment. I'm attempting to make a burger flavored ramen as inspired by K-Pop Demon Hunters. Zoe's Ramen! Yes, Zoe's Ramen. If anybody didn't know, Nongshim, the company that makes like a lot of popular ramen flavors, and they also have shrimp crackers, they are announcing, or they've already announced that they're going to be making a K-Pop Demon Hunters branded product. So you will be able to soon find ramen with the Huntrix girls on it. Unfortunately, the flavor is just going to be the standard flavor, so it's not like the different flavors. That's kind of what I would wanted to see, but I was like, oh, that kind of kicked off my thought process for it. Let me try and like ad-lib one. Okay, alright. I think we are... You know, I was just thinking about this, and... Salt and pepper. I actually did not... I don't think I put anything in here that has any salt. And I don't think my broth came with any sodium. Oh shoot, running into my meeting. Hopefully I can make it back in time so you eat it. Alright. Huntrix! Yeah. Okay. Alright, time to put the noodles in. So, one of the reasons why I like these noodles is that if you've had things like Top Ramen or Maruchan Ramen, those have like little square packets and they're small. This one is bigger and it's round. And so the noodles are, I would say, a little bit thicker. And yeah, let's get all the noodle goodness. I will up the temperature a little bit to get this to a rolling boil again. Okay, let's see, chopsticks here. Right, once the noodles soften, I will place one of the burger halves right on top. They do need to cook a little bit more, but otherwise should be mostly okay. Anyway, first time chat, Winsing19, welcome in. So, I guess to introduce myself, my name is Nam, and I am known as Crazy Asian. That's how you pronounce my Twitch name on Twitch. I normally do sleight of hand card magic on Sundays, but I recently became unemployed, and so I was like, let me stream some more. So I like to cook. I was like, alright, let me stream cooking. I play some video games occasionally as well. But welcome in. Hopefully you're doing well this fine Tuesday. Okay. Noodles are broken up, but they're not fully soft yet, so that's good. Alright, let's place a burger half in there. Okay, the one thing I should probably do before I get too far along, because now we're at the point where I can still make some adjustments, but I'm gonna have to taste this broth. Considering we're being highly experimental about it. Seven Senchi, welcome in. Good morning. How are we doing today? Oh, I know we're in an ad break. I can't stop the cooking for the ad break, so. Okay, you know, it does need a little bit of spicing. It's definitely not, doesn't pack a powerful enough punch. Okay, we're gonna cheat a little bit. We're gonna be using a little bit of a ramen packet. A different ramen packet. This one is a little bit spicy. This one is a spicy gin ramen spice. Okay, not sure if that's enough, but let's give it a go. Mix it around. So there's not too much broth in here. So this might be like a thick bowl of ramen. Can you see the ramen package again? Oh, yeah, hang on. So the original ramen package was, it's just a nongshim. So I'm actually improvising this, but it's a nongshim shin ramen package. So that's not what this. I have a collection of like old ramen packets because I have like so many different ramens. But so I used these noodles because they're bigger than like Maruchan top ramen and it's rounder. Like the cake that comes out of it's rounder, but these noodles are a little bit thicker than that. So I'm just using those noodles. The gin ramen package. I don't have any gin ramen packages on hand, but that's just what I added. But I'm using beef broth as the primary stock. So I'm just using like beef culinary stock. And we actually cooked a burger in the pot like before adding the ramen broth, and then all the juices that came out I left in the pot so that they would go into the broth. Okay, and now let me double check the broth taste. Anyway, welcome in 7 Senchi. I wasn't sure if you had an ad break when you just came in. I think I said hi, but then I was like, okay, let me wait. So, welcome back. Hello, how's it going? Hopefully you're doing well, 7 Senchi. Good to see you. I thought I recognized the kanji. Okay. Now the broth definitely has a nice kick to it. Guys, you're not following our friend 7 Senchi. Please give 7 Senchi a follow. 7 Senchi is a flautist. Plays the flute, if you don't know what a flautist is. I know that all of my friends from the music community do, but if you're not from the music community. Okay, alright, I think, let's see. Right, I think we're mostly done with the cooking part. So, let's go, I'm going to add sesame seeds. I did want to add sesame seeds towards the end and not towards the beginning. We're going to be extra generous to see if we can get that sesame seed bun taste to come through. And you know what? I'm going to put the onions in now because I want them to be a little bit cooked, but not too much. But I will put the tomatoes on after, like, plating, and the lettuce on during plating. Because I don't really want those to be, and I'll put the cheese on at the very end. Spicy, pronounced shin. Oh, if using the Chinese on reading. Oh, okay. oh yeah. On the little spicy, yeah. That's the spicy Jin ramen packet. But yeah, I think you're correct. Well, I'm not as familiar with Japanese, but yeah, shin sounds like spicy, right? That would be. Let me see here. Oh no, not this one. Yeah, if anybody didn't know, I have lots of ramen packets because sometimes I want double noodles, but I use like one packet of broth, and so you can save them. You don't have to throw them away for either like other noodles. You can just get noodles without ramen, but it's kind of like lackluster the choice that you have. But I'll use them in like rice dishes and stuff. So it's like, oh, I need some quick flavoring in this rice dish. And like, all right, open a ramen packet and throw it in. Okay, I think that's good. I'm turning off the heat, getting in the bowl. Ramen sounds so good right now. That's why I'm having it 7. But no, I'd wanted to make this since I saw some YouTube videos of people recreating the K-Pop Demon Hunters ramens. Not just this one, they actually made all of them, but I'm just making the one because I'm only going to have one bowl of ramen today. But I also discussed earlier the other flavors seem more normal. So if you're familiar with K-Pop Demon Hunters, which at this point, 7, I assume you've seen K-Pop Demon Hunters? But yeah, Rumi's ramen is like the most normal kind of ramen, and then Mira's ramen's like the spicy or the sweet and spicy one. And I was like, Zoe's, which is the burger one, and I'm like, this is like a weird one. I should make this. Alright, here we go. Gonna pour it in the bowl. I'm actually not sure if I want the burger patty to be on the top, so hang on. Okay, yeah, this will make it a little bit easier. Okay, that is there. Next up, tomatoes. And then I did not pre-cut any lettuce, so I should probably do some of that now. And also, I wanted to get my scallions in there. But here, you guys can watch. I can't really eat things right out of the hot pot right away anyway, so this is kind of perfect. Okay, I don't know how much we'll need here. Let's use all those. Some of these are getting a little bit old because I tore them off of the stem earlier. So maybe and we will use these. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna rough chop. I don't want them to be too small or too fine, but I don't want them to be huge. So, okay. lettuce will go over here. Make sure I can still see the tomato. All right. Scallions. I just feel like scallions aren't on a burger, but I just feel like ramen tastes better with scallions. For anybody who doesn't know, scallions are green onions. So there you go. If you didn't know, now you know. Knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. Okay. Nice spot for that over here. Okay, now the part that I'm a little nervous about, which is adding the cheese. So let's go ahead and, I used half a patty, so let's just use half of this. I don't want to go nuts and have it ruin everything. Okay, we'll use this one. I didn't think the melting of the cheese through. 7 times she says, knowing is half the battle. Yeah, it took me a while to realize cilantro was the same thing as coriander and garbanzo beans were chickpeas. Yeah, garbanzo beans are chickpeas, correct. I didn't realize cilantro was coriander, but that makes sense. I can accept that. Looking good so far. Yeah, I'm tempted to do something to melt the cheese. Alright. Ill advised. Don't do this at home. Okay, I'm taking the meat out. Okay, meat with the cheese is out in the microwave. Probably 15-20 seconds to melt the cheese. I'm gonna watch it. I don't want it to be too liquidy. Okay, alright. I think it's a perfect amount. Then we'll put it back. Okay. And then I put that liquid cheese and meat in there. Okay, alright. Cool. Excellent. And then I guess just to dress it up a little bit. I already put a ton of sesame seeds in here, so I don't have to go crazy. This is just for looks. Just for plating, as they say. Okay. Okay, let me move some things. We can focus on the bowl by itself. I will need the spoon. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna take a picture. This is for the Instagram. Alright, here you guys got a sneak preview of the image that will probably go up later. Okay. Let me just wipe a couple things here. All right, here we go. I can see why maybe logistically this is tough, because you're gonna have to pick up the beef patty if you want a bite of it. But I mean, there are ramen bowls where you literally just get like a piece of pork and you basically eat it the same way. The good news is that they normally cut it so that you can just easily break it. I did not do that here, so. Okay, all right guys, I think we are going to dive in now. So, Curvy's Jen, welcome in. Hey Nam, what you cooking? Today I made cheeseburger ramen. Actually, here, let me bring it up to the camera. You guys should. So, cheeseburger ramen is one of the ramens that was featured as one of the fictitious ramens in K-Pop Demon Hunters, and I was like, I need to make that, and so here we go. Hawk6 Phoenix, welcome in. How's it going? How are you doing? Oh yeah, thanks for shouting out Curviously Jen. Guys, give our friend Curviously Jen a follow. And Hawk6 Phoenix says, Bon appetit! And also, guys, if you're not following our friend Hawk6 Phoenix, please give Hawk6 Phoenix a follow. Thanks for shouting Hawk6 Phoenix out, Chan. Appreciate it. Oh, we got the heat map? Wait. There we go. Heat map. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, I think for my first bite, let's get a little bit of noodles, a little bit of lettuce, a little bit of, oh man, the tomato is going to be a little bit weird. I might just have to bite it, and then I'm also going to have to bite the burger, so. Alright, make sure we get some onion in there. Alright guys. Tomato. Cheeseburger, lettuce and noodles. I need a napkin. It just so happens to be in this drawer right behind the microphone. Satisfying. Definitely is reminiscent of a burger. I wouldn't say it tastes exactly like a burger. I feel like the bread of a burger imparts some taste as well. Like if you're used to like a buttery bun or like a toasted bun, don't have that. I didn't really cook the burger meat to have a Maillard reaction. I didn't really brown it too much on both sides. I mean, it wasn't going to be crispy because I was basically going to be putting it in broth anyway, so I was like, why bother? Okay, let's just get some broth and noodles. And some lettuce. And a little tomato. E-Room, welcome in. How's it going? Thank you kindly for the raid. Welcome in, E-Room and friends. E-Room, how was the stream? What were you doing today? Thanks for shouting out E-Room Chan. And guys, if you're not following our friend E-Room, known as the Pope of Indiana, variety streamer, streams all sorts of things in real life, community games, opening Kinder eggs to collect collections. Also, E-Room, strong supporter of the magic community. Performance magic, just for people who are not aware. Welcome in, Peekaboo Draws, Tina French. Welcome in again, Chan the Magic Man. Welcome in, Memloss. Welcome in, DJ Manix.
Oh yeah, thank you for getting shoutouts for everybody. Guys, if you're not following all of our friends, please give everybody a follow. Give Memlost a follow. Give Peekaboo Draws a follow. Of course, give our raider E-Room a follow. Hi Nam. Hi E-Room. How are you doing? So today we just finished creating a ramen based on a fictitious ramen from a movie called K-Pop Demon Hunters, which has been the talk of the town. But in the movie, there are 3 ramen things that are shown at the beginning of the movie. One of them seems pretty normal, another one seems like a spicy version, and then this is the weird one. The weird one is a burger ramen. So, oh yes, give our friend DJ Mannix, are you, thanks for the faux shout out? Is somebody your foe? Ice Flame X, welcome in. How's it going? How are you doing, Ice Flame? We didn't think that you liked K-Pop Demon Hunters? No, I love K-Pop Demon Hunters. I think Gibson Lens is the one that is hesitant to watch it. So, but I've seen it twice and watched a bunch of like parts of it over again because I created 2 magic tricks for it. So, Ice Flame X says I'm working. All right, excellent. Oh, that was for the shout out. Okay, got it. So yeah, so today we made the hamburger ramen from the movie, except I made mine a cheeseburger. And so here we'll give you guys a. Let's see. So in here, there's half of a beef patty, well, half of a 1/3 pound beef patty. I cooked that in a pot, and then actually when I removed it, I left all the juices that cooked out of the beef patty in the pot. Added beef broth, so that the beef juices would be in the broth, and then cooked the noodles. Added some spices. The spices being ketchup, mustard, and some like Magnificent sauce, which I think is like Trader Joe's version of like the Big Mac sauce. And then I did taste it, added salt and pepper. We needed to add a little bit of seasoning because I didn't think it tasted that like salty or that good at that point, so I added maybe about 1/3 of a spicy packet of ramen noodle like powder. And then we had the tomatoes, we had the lettuce. So these are Roma tomatoes, this is romaine lettuce, and then I added some cheese on the top. There's sesame seeds to simulate like the sesame seed bun. But yeah, E-Room says, that looks kinda gross, lol. That's okay, E-Room. You don't have to eat it. I'm the one that cooked it and will eat it. So DJ Manic says, if I drunk every time the water will be going to the little boy's room 10,000, wait, is it 10,000? 10 million times? 1 million times? Man, I can't count the number of zeros. E-Room says, now I'm gonna have my portion. Alright, thanks E-Room. I will take your portion of whatever food you don't want to try. Most of the time I'm not really objectionable to trying new foods, so ooh. So that bite tasted a lot more like burger than it did earlier. But I do want to say, yeah, it still doesn't taste exactly the same as a burger. Because, like, the bread imparts, like, a kind of taste. Whether it's a toasty bun or, like, a buttery bun. And we don't have any of that here. Hawk says, I had some quesadillas for lunch, actually breakfast, and now I'm thinking what quesadilla ramen would be like. Yo, Hawk6 Phoenix, one day I'd be willing to try quesadilla ramen. I'm down. E-Room says, actually, I told my viewers how obsessed with the K-pop stuff you are. Oh yeah, I do love K-pop. I'm a huge fan. I've been a fan of K-pop since like 2009 or something. During Oh, drinking game, lol. Whoops. Cheers. Yeah, so K-pop's been around for a long time. If anybody didn't know, so South Korea is not geographically big, right? So they don't have much by way of like natural resources. So what are their biggest industries? Mostly like tech, right? But they realized one year, I forgot what year, like Jurassic Park came out, but the economic leaders of South Korea said, "Oh my God, Jurassic Park is a movie, and it did so well that it just brought in tons of money." And they were like, and it didn't require any natural resources, just required them to create good stories. So they were like, let's put a lot of money into the arts. And if you've ever heard the Korean word for it, I think they say Hallyu, but we in the West refer to it as the Korean wave. And it's basically, they have this huge push to basically train people for music, movies, TV shows. So, welcome in, Sydney, aka Coco. How's it going, Sydney? I told my viewers to take a drink shot every time you said K-pop or Demon Hunters. Lol. Man, if I didn't have this medical condition, I could totally play along with you. But Europe says I like Kmart. Yeah, so anyway, I'm going to apologize to anybody playing this game right now, because we are talking about the Korean wave and Hallyu and how K-pop has become big. So aside from this movie, like K-pop has been growing for years and years, but I mean, for anybody here who's probably heard of like Blackpink and BTS, probably two of the biggest K-pop groups in the world. They don't just have fans here, but they have fans worldwide. And so, but it's basically because of the fact that South Korea put in all this money to help boost like the arts and to create things. And you might be seeing the results of it the last few years. So, for example, Squid Game, Korean show, became big because once it showed on Netflix and it was huge. Some of the best movies, like Parasite is a Korean movie that like won some award. Like Parasite was like one of the first foreign movies that won the best picture, right? I think. And now this movie, it's about K-pop, Korean culture, and Korean lore and mythology, and it's like blowing up. It's blowing up like Netflix movies. It's blowing up Billboard music, and people are talking about the food in it. Like, Iceflame X asks, "What part of Asia is your ancestry?" Yeah, so I'm originally from New England in Northeast United States, but no, I am my nationality is Vietnamese. So DJ Manix says K-pop UK, love it. If we give K-pop an English version, lol. Yeah, most of K-pop is intended to be international because of the they want to get like international people interested so that they can basically pay money to South Korea. But yeah, like most K-pop songs will have a bunch of English in it already. So 7 Senshi said, I watched Parasite in theaters when it came out. Whoa, 7 Senshi! You were an OG. You saw it in the theater before everybody heard it was big, so. Oops, I spelled like the anime. Yeah, no, I totally understand. Thanks for the lurk, Sydney. Oh, K-pop band out of the UK. Oh yeah, there have been, so I don't know if people are familiar with like how music bands get created in Korea, but yeah, before lockdown, yeah. Hawk6 says, I never thought that about K-pop. It's like an export that they have because they are relatively good at it compared to other exports. Yeah, if you think about it, right, they don't need. So, for example, if you're creating something physical, you need natural resources. And if you don't have it, you have to source that. But if you create a creative thing, then you just need people to create more ideas. You probably need like some tech, but you don't need to like sell the tech. You just buy it and then you use it to create creative stuff. And then yeah, so that is part of South Korea's economic plan. Like that's built into how they want to have part of their economy like pull in money. Like BTS, that band by itself pulls in probably billions of dollars like on the regular. So intellectual property for the win. Yeah, that's right. So I kind of have a partial love-hate relationship a little bit with some intellectual property because, as we all know, the generative AI is now sometimes creating, and I kind of, hold on. So I would like to have a general discussion about this. Let me take this bite first. Alright. Hawk 6 Phoenix says, they even let BTS postpone their mandatory military service because they were so valuable economically. Yeah. So, for anybody who doesn't know, the population of South Korea is, like, relatively small. But they have mandatory military service for all of their men. And they have to serve it, I think, between certain ages. I don't remember exactly, but I think it's, like, within the realm of, like, between 20 and 30, basically. They have to serve at least, I think, a year and a half or 18 months minimum. But historically, like, no matter what level of fame, like actors, singers, politicians, or whatever, all men have basically served, unless there was some weird extenuating, like they could not serve for whatever reason. However, yeah, it becomes kind of like a big, like, political talking point for South Koreans when mandatory military service is delayed or put off or something. Or, as far as I know, I don't know of any specific instances that got canceled, but they may have shifted them around so that maybe they're not, like, you know. For example, I know that there's a band called SHINee, and I like SHINee. They're like old school K-pop. Like, they were in the second or third generation K-pop, which was, like, back in the late 2000s. But, there were 5 members. 1 member committed suicide. But then, the remaining 4 members, they all came of age to serve in military. And I think they all ended up serving military roughly at the same time. But the youngest member, who was, like, maybe the most famous, like, individual singer-dancer, his name's Taemin. And he had issues, I guess, being in the military. So he still served his time, but he ended up getting shifted maybe to do something else. And I don't know this for sure, but maybe like doing administrative work or something for the military. So he wasn't like out there. Charlie's Beats, welcome in. How's it going? My favorite K-pop song is Celebrity by IU. Excellent. Yeah, IU, very famous K-pop singer. I like a few songs by IU. I can't remember all the names of them right now, but I remember Coin being one that I think I like. So. But yeah, you know, if anybody who's a fan of K-pop and the Korean wave, if you're not a fan of the original Jurassic Park movie that came out in the 90s, you would be remiss in not being able to attribute, like, basically one of the large motivators of why K-pop exists in the first place. It's basically where I was getting with that. But anyway, yeah, going back to old K-pop. I love SHINee. SHINee is probably one of my favorite K-pop boy bands. But I liked old SHINee. After Military, they haven't had as many like songs that I have liked as much, and the mood is a little bit different because there are 4 members now. So Michael Crichton is responsible for K-pop. I'm sorry to report, Hawk6 Phoenix. Yes, Michael Crichton is responsible for K-pop. Ice Flame X says, I don't listen to any K-pop, but I do listen to a lot of Japanese music. Heck yeah. So a lot of my favorite Japanese music or Japanese composers, a lot of music composers are Japanese. So Nobuo Uematsu being one of them. But also, watch anime, or I used to watch a lot more anime, but like anime theme songs were bangers. Not just new ones, but like even old ones. I guess when you said that, I was remembering there's this anime called, well, in English it's called Fighting Spirit, but in Japanese it's called Hajime no Ippo. And it's basically a boxing anime. But like, that song was like a rock song, and I didn't really normally like rock. But I was like, ooh, I like this song because I like the anime, and then I just associated that, and I was like, yeah, I like rock, you know. Ice Flame X says, yeah, there's a lot of good ones. Oh yeah, definitely. I used to listen to some Japanese bands too. For example, one of my favorite Japanese bands was M-Flow. It's basically 2 guys, I think DJ Taka and Verbal. If you're familiar with seeing them, usually Verbal's the guy that you see on camera. But it's, yeah, M-Flow was 2 guys, and they would basically do collabs with like everybody in the music industry, because I remember it's like, and they wouldn't say featuring. You know how like when an artist does a collab and they do featuring, they do feat, you know, whatever. But when M-Flow collab with somebody, they say M-Flow loves, and then the person of the name. So M-Flow loves Ryohei, M-Flow loves Emily, you know, and whoever they did a collab with. And I was like, oh man, that's so cool. Curviously Jen says, yeah, Final Fantasy, woo! DJ Manix says, yeah, T-Rex was good in Jurassic Park. And Dippy. Hawk6 says, the earliest K-pop I remember is Gangnam Style, and that song was so catchy. So I think people didn't realize K-pop existed in the West until Gangnam Style happened. And so Gangnam Style was insane because we think of things going viral now, and it's like, and Gangnam Style was like one of the first things out of South Korea that went viral. And to this day, like that music video probably has like one of the top, it's like might be like top 20 views of things on YouTube or something. But yeah, it was so ridiculous, like the music video for Psy's Gangnam Style. But the dance was easy, and dances are kind of like all the rage in K-pop culture. So I don't know if you guys know, but every single song usually has a dance that goes along with it, and it becomes popular. Like, people in the K-pop community love learning the dances and doing the dances. They'll play this game called, like, the dance game, and they just have, like, this automated thing, randomly play, like, 10 or so seconds of music, and if anybody knows that song, they run to the center, and then they do that portion of the dance, and then when the song stops, or just that portion, the 10-second or 15-second clip, they run off, and then they wait for the next song, and there's usually like 3 or 4 seconds in between songs or whatever. But you'll see people that are like, oh my god, like you'll see videos from conventions and stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, these people know so many dances. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, let's see. Curviously Jen says, how's the ramen? Ramen is delicious. I am liking it. I don't want to say it tastes exactly like a burger, but it definitely has reminiscent flavors of a burger because of tomato, lettuce, the beef, the cheese. But it also tastes like ramen too, so that's good. I did put a bunch of sesame seeds in here. I'm not getting as much sesame seed as I want. Like, I think I've devoured all the lettuce basically already. I'm in my kitchen. If I wanted more, I can totally get more tomato. Oh, actually, I should use this. Okay, more tomato. And more lettuce. Okay, rough chop, but not too small. Sounds yummy. There we go. Adding more ingredients because not enough lettuce and tomato. Yeah, so one of the things that really turned me on to K-pop after like the initial exposure was that on YouTube there's a couple of channels that recap all of the new K-pop releases in a given week. And so in South Korea there are basically like 3 to 5 music studios that basically control like almost all of Korean music. And so it's like very tough to be independent over there. Most K-pop bands, I don't know if anybody's familiar with like the model of how like Motown got put together, but like bands weren't they weren't like discovered naturally for Motown. They were constructed, and so that's kind of like how a lot of K-pop bands are. They find a bunch of people, they put them together thinking that they would complement, and for a large majority of K-pop groups, that's how they get together. There are some which I guess break the mold, but it's very rare. Ice Flame says, I've been learning how to speak, read, and write Japanese for the past month and a half. Oh, excellent, Ice Flame. The extent of my Japanese knowledge is basically what I've picked up from anime, so... Konnichiwa, watashi wa nam desu. I know a bunch of random words because a lot of people know, like, tsunami, nihon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I should know things like Kasan if I was referring to like my mother, right? Aniki. 7 says, I just learned that kanji for spicy hot. So I was excited to see it in your ramen package. Oh, okay. That's why you were like, I recognize that right away. Learned it last night. Yeah. Oh, there's a word. I think is it synchronicity? So there's this thing when you first either learn of something or you realize that something that, maybe you were like, I never noticed it before, or I had no idea, and then you start seeing it everywhere. Like if you see a number somewhere and you're like, oh, I've never seen this number so commonly, and then you start looking around, it's like, oh my god, it's like everywhere. That realization that concept or that thing is everywhere, I think it's called synchronicity, or that you just start noticing it more. Hold on, I need to look that up now. Define synchronicity. I'm not sure exactly what this definition means. The simultaneous occurrence of events which appear significantly related but have no discernible causal connection. I mean, if that's the case, you could say that almost everything is synchronicity, but maybe I'm thinking of maybe there's a colloquial usage of synchronicity. I can't imagine there being a colloquial use. Erum says, synchronically, an album by the Police. Seven says, oh yeah, reticular activating system, RAS. I think there was a DDR song by the Police, right? Oh no. Never mind. There's a song called Rhythm and Police, but not at all related to the Police. Oh my god. I might have a... Hold on, I have to check my calendar. I just got a text from a friend about maybe a possible magic gig. So let me text. Okay. Let's see. DJ Manic says, non-relate gaming chat. Street Fighter Classic special moves. Words Hadouken, Shoryuken, Tatsumik. It's I can't even pronounce that one. Oh yeah. And then Ice Flame X says, I haven't learned a ton yet, but the written language has been the hardest part to remember, but having the phone set to Japanese helps, yeah. It was completely indiscernible at first, but you basically are forced to learn it, yeah. So I don't actually know any South Korean, except that I learned the alphabet, so I can randomly try and read Korean words, and I can oftentimes figure out, I mostly need it because when I'm looking at K-pop music videos, then I can kind of tell, oh, okay, how is this person's name supposed to be pronounced? And there's the English there, but it's not entirely clear how you should pronounce it in English. And then I'll look for the Korean and be like, oh, it's pronounced this way. Or I'm like, oh, I need to know what are they saying along with this word title, and it's like, here's this Korean word. Oh, this is the band's name in Korean instead of in English. Okay, now what's the next thing? So yeah, but I actually learned how to phonetically read Korean by a comic strip. I think. Let me see if I can find it really quick, because if anybody's interested in that, it was like learn how to read Korean 15 minutes comic strip. By Ryan Estrada, yeah. Okay. I found it. Here we go. So I just dropped that link to this comic strip, and when I did the comic strip, when I read through the comic strip, I was like, wait, this seems to just be like a reference document. And then it came down to one page near the bottom. Hold on, let me see if I can... let me change screens to see if I can show... Okay, you won't be able to see it yet. Hang on. Single window. This. Enable. Okay. So when I saw this on that comic strip, I was like, wait a second. So this was like connect the Korean name to the character's name that we should know. And if you look, scroll up a little bit, he explains kind of like how basically a bunch of the letters go. And if you remember, so like here, right? So the O is basically nothing normally, but then if it's placed at the end of a word, it makes the NG sound. But this is like the letter B, because it sounds like bucket. As you start to like read more, it's like, this is sometimes B or P or, you know, some other letters, because they don't have a one-to-one mapping for their letters to our letters. But this letter, I know it makes the D sound, duh. This is G. So like Gangnam Style actually begins with this symbol, because that's the G sound, G. And then, ooh, says 7. Yeah, rattlesnake. So this is R. But it can also be the L sound, because there isn't a separate L sound. And so at the beginning of a word, it's like an R, but if it's at the end, it'll make an L sound. And I've had to learn that just like reading a bunch of words, but this is M for map, N for nose. And then P, part 2 is P, and then S for summit. All right, I see that there's ads. We'll wait for a second, and then we'll come back to this. So here, I'm going to take a bite. Come back to the comic after ads. All right. You know, taking a bite of food is probably a good idea during ad breaks. No, actually, Max, I don't play Path of Exile 2. Why do you ask? Yeah, my gaming time, actually, since being unemployed, I haven't played too many video games. Mostly because I'm focusing a lot of my like magic, my creative stuff, my let's see if I can make money with my stuff on Twitch and YouTube kind of stuff. But started playing it a few days ago. Awesome. You enjoying it? You liking it? It's pretty fun. Awesome. Yeah, I was actually thinking about if I do a gaming stream that's not like a music rhythm stream. I want to do probably like a demo stream where I just stream a ton of demos because I do have a bunch of them I want to try. That's understandable. Yeah. Oh, my business cards came in. Hold on. Hold on. Let me go run and get a couple. Ugh. Business cards, yes. So I have business cards for Magic. I just got them. They literally were delivered before stream today. But here we are, and at this point, so this is my content creator social side, his QR code and everything, and then here's the if you want to hire me for a gig side. And so yeah. I'm excited for those. I might have a gig depending on, let me see. Okay, so the day that I might have a gig, I might have to find a little bit of babysitting time, but otherwise, I can do it. Which is the reason why I went to get my business cards, because it came up in conversation, but also in this conversation. So, let me... This is exciting. I could be booking my first quote-unquote, like, I don't know if this is a random, it is through a friend of mine, but... Okay. Nice. Are you on the West Coast? No, I'm on the East Coast. I'm in Western New York, so, like, my gigs would basically be, like... So I live in the greater Rochester, New York metropolitan area. However, I'm also willing to do... So if you want me for an in real life gig, to get me out to the West Coast would probably be extremely expensive. But I'm willing to do a remote. So if you're okay with doing like a virtual magic show, I could put on a private virtual magic show. I'd be down for booking some of those too. So, all right, where were we? Oh yes. So ads are over, I think. So hold on, let's go back. I just want to get to the point where we're doing the puzzle of the Korean stuff, because this is how I got started on. Here we go. Okay, so these are like basically the sounds of consonants. So once you get most of those down, this is like a lot of words, but it's not all of them or like all the letters. And then vowels basically have, so they look more like sticks compared to like the shapes over here. So like this upright makes the E sound. It's always the long E sound. The dash is like ooh. And the one thing that's a little bit different from Korean than English is that when we do things in English, they're always just put the letters in, and syllables are just a collection of letters. In Korean, the syllables are grouped together, and I'll show you when we scroll down a little bit. But so like here, to combine something, so like here's the B sound and the E sound, so B, D, and so we see gi here, but is this gi or g? And it's the gun sound, so g. So this is gi. So this is always pronounced gi. Re, mi, ni, but I mean the n sound, but they're just spelling it out so it's not ambiguous. P. Guys, if you didn't know how to spell P in Korean, now you know. There you go. But now, if you kind of understand that, you can combine. So here you can see that this is like, so they just put the consonant over the vowel, right? And so this becomes like one syllable. And so this would be boo, this would be do, this would be goo, ru, moo, new, poo. This is poo. Guys, if you didn't know how to spell poo, there you go. P, poo. There you go. And here is like, so if you want, you can add one more consonant on the bottom as a bonus. And so this is like one syllable. So this is B. So the top part is B, and then the bottom part is N. So bean. And this is book. So this is letter K, or the C sound, but it didn't really introduce that up here. So that's like, some of the letters have a couple of variants. So like here, oh yeah, here's the variants. So G becomes K. So G, K. This is D, becomes T, D, T. And then Hawk 6 Phoenix has the notes, taking notes. And okay. And then here's some more vowels. So here's like, once you get these, then you'll have most of the alphabet. So this is up front or far away. So when the line's after, this is ah, and then this is like so it's before. They usually spell this like, it's sometimes U or E-O, so in English. Oh, that's why the laughing sound in Korean is like that. Oh, yeah, so sometimes, yeah, right. So, oh, funny thing happened. So somebody in stream once spelled like, I think they said ke. Oh, and I was like, oh wait, I recognize that. Is that Korean? and I think they were shy and they didn't want to be seen or called out, but I did, and I was like, because I recognize how to read it. Yeah, it looks like a backwards F. Yeah, and here's before and after. So this is also like, so you can use these vowel sounds before that. There's some variants I found, but I mean, English has a lot more exceptions than this. And then this is the O sound. I know this is O. And then this is oo. It says root here, but it's like more like the U sound. So, all right, okay. And then here's the weird exception to a lot of things. So like there's the H or W sound, which basically looks like this. So you're going to have to discern it from a bunch of other things. And then when you have a double line on a vowel, it's like making it start with the letter Y instead of just that vowel sound. So that's basically it. Oh yeah, so here's the rattlesnake. When put it at the end, it's an L. If the S sound is at the end, it makes a T. And then if the O is at the end of a syllable, it makes the NG. All right, here we go. So here's the part that we want to get to. This is the fun part where I was like, okay, so let's figure out what all of these names are for that character, right? And so, like a lot of these, you guys know what the English is, but you can, now that you understand how to read a syllable, right? So like, for example, this, it looks like this is just one syllable. So whose character name is one syllable here? And then this one, it looks like 3 syllables, but the first syllable is identical to the second syllable, and it's different here. So 7 Senshi says this one is Mo. That is correct, because there's the M sound and that's the O sound. So this is Mo, exactly. Mo from The Simpsons. And then, so if anybody wants to figure out some of these other ones, so this one is the N sound, and then there's the E sound. So ni, and then you know exactly what this sounds like because you just figured out Mo, M-O, so Nemo. So this one's Nemo, right? Ooh, if that's Mo, then I could recognize the fish. You got it, exactly. Oh, cool. So now you've got it. All right, so now you see Mo, you can recognize Mo. This is Mo again, So what could this mean? So the second half of this character's name is Mo, but what's the first half? Elmo, says 7. Correct, yeah, this says Elmo. So this one's Elmo's name. Alright, so you just literally read 1, 2, 3 characters' names. The rattlesnake must be an L sound. Yeah, because it's at the end of a syllable in this case. Normally it's an R sound, but at the end it's an L. At the beginning it's an R. Let's see, what else? So if you can recognize Mo, so the square is the M, and this little part is this little line across with a little line coming out of it, that's an O. So which character has 3 syllables in the name and it goes O, but maybe the first 2 parts sound the same in the last part? I'm pretty sure both 7 and Hawk can get this one. Chan says Totoro. Correct, yeah. So this one is to, and ro. Totoro. Exactly. It's my neighbor. Yeah, exactly. Yep, there you go. Alright, so if anybody else wants to figure out anything else, feel free. Let's see, once you figure that out, this out. Let's see, what can we... So now we know that the square is the M sound. Okay, so yeah, you might be able to know what this is. The straight line up and down is the E sound. So here's a 2-syllable name where it goes E for the 2 vowel sounds. Yeah, Mickey, that's right. Chan's got it. Chan's got Mickey right here. So Mickey. And there's Mickey Mouse. Let's see here. What else could you guys now deduce just based on logic? So this is the M sound. We know the square is the M sound. And this is the... Oh, actually, and you know that this is the E sound. So this is M, some vowel, some letter. As I said, that this sounds like an R when it's at the beginning. So this is an M-R-E. Mario, says Chan. You got it. That says Mario. Correct. You guys didn't know you'd be learning how to read some Korean today, right? Congratulations to you guys in chat if you've never read some Korean before. There you go. All right, I'll give you guys the top one. Batman. This is Totoro, Mo, Mario, Nemo. This one's Harry Potter, but it's like Harry Potter. Harry Potter is Harry Potter. Hawksix says, I think knowing Mario, I can find Harry Potter. Yeah, so this is... And in fact, it's also the longest name, right? So, but yeah, it's like Harry Potter. And it says Elmo. This is Mickey, and then there should be the last one. Which character do we not encompass yet? Gollum, correct. But yeah, so there's the G sound. Here's an example where, so even though this second syllable starts with the R letter, you don't say it because the ending of the last syllable is an L. So it's like a run on L. So you just treat this entire sound as an L. So it's golem. Golem. And you'll see stuff like this because I think like I used to say the word cola was kolra because that's how it looked like it was spelled. But they just pronounce it cola, and I'm like, oh, okay. At first you thought the bottom one was Harry Potter? Oh. If you call Harry Potter Golem, that'd be correct, but yeah, no, we have to end with the M sound here. But yeah, there's some nuances, you know, once you start reading. Actually, well, let me see if I can pull up K-pop group names. K-pop bands. Okay. Alright, let me just see if I could just, is there any Korean on this page? No. Alright, let's go to YouTube and look for K-pop songs. Okay, oh man. K-pop Demon Hunters are like at the top of stuff. Alright, I'm just trying to look for some... Okay, so if we look at... Can I zoom in on this? Okay. So like Stray Kids, if we take a look at this Korean, if you basically read this... this part of the Korean, it's actually Suture Yi Ki Tsu. So it's like, it's basically the Korean version of Stray Kids. So that's the spelling. Ooh, Stray Kids, Felix. Yeah. So, hold on. What's a Chinese song? All right. So like, if you look at like Shiny here, so this is Xiaini. So Xiaini, right? And so, yeah. And it's like, oh, what's this Korean? Is this Shiny or Ring Ding Dong? Well, just the fact that it's not repeating the same syllable, this is Shiny. And so on. Xiaini. Yeah, exactly. You got it. Chan's got it. All right. Excellent. Okay, guys, I think that's... Oh, wow, that heat map fell directly into the bowl. There we go. I'm almost done. What time is it? Almost 3. Ice Flame Max says, I never realized Felix was Korean. Oh yeah, Felix the singer is Korean. But if you're talking about Felix the cat, I mean, no. Korean is hard but fun to learn. I mean, it's logical. And some people who think, so for example, Chinese and Vietnamese are tonal languages, but Korean is not. So that's like a lower barrier to entry for Westerners. So however you see something pronounced, it's basically how it's pronounced. You don't have to worry about the intonation. Ice Flame X says, I only know him because of collab he did with Elisa. Oh! Wait, I should know. I don't remember what song, but... Neither is Khmer. Oh, okay. You know who I thought for a long time was actually a Japanese singer? But actually I learned that she's a Korean singer. Boa? If you guys know Boa. Reawakener, the solo leveling song. Oh. Oh, was that done for a video game? Yeah, that one. Yeah. Okay. I think I may have come across it. I'm not intimately familiar with it, but. Okay, I'm almost done with this bowl. And then I'm thinking about... So I'm thinking about maybe ending the cooking part of the stream, but maybe doing something else. I may take like a couple, because I have to move like the camera and the laptop setup. Okay. Alright, I demolished that ketchup, mustard, magnificent beef broths, all the noodles, all the tomato, all the lettuce, all the half that cheese because the other cheese slices over there. The beef, the half beef half. Okay, let me see. There's nothing left to look at over here. This is not cool to look at per se. Oh, okay. All right, this is where the center is. So let's see. I'm not sure what the best thing to do is here. If I should raid out and come back later, or if I should just end the stream. I could clean up the kitchen. There is some realistic cost to cleaning up a kitchen, like time cost. If nothing else, I could probably at least just change my category to just chatting now at this point. Because I'm done eating. I don't think I plan on cooking anything else today. Let me see. Yeah, I don't need to cook anything else today. Alright, let me just quickly take a look and see what I need to put away. I might be able to just quickly put away everything. Oh yeah, so I found out from my friend that owns the Jubeat machine that there's going to be a change to the servers. So up until now, I guess, the servers they've been able to connect to anonymously without any issues, but apparently they've been having issues with denial of service attacks. And so they're changing to VPN, and I guess my friend's going to be sending me a box or something to put between the Jubeat machine and my router so that it will automatically connect to the VPN. And then hopefully the machine will continue to still work. I don't know when that's happening, but he gave me a heads up that it was going to happen. Hawk6 Phoenix says, how about cooking a ramen flavored burger? You know, that would be a really good idea. I could totally do that. I have many ramen flavors to choose from. I have burger stuff. The tricky thing would be, do I use bread or do I use ramen noodle cakes for the bun? So I've had ramen burgers where they use the ramen noodle cakes as the bun. And unfortunately, that is not as tasty as it sounds. It sounds like a cool idea, but when you realize that the ramen noodles themselves, if they don't have like seasoning and broth, they don't really taste that good. So I don't know if we could make that better, but yeah, that's pretty much the difficulty. I think if I was to do it, I would probably use bread. Is actually my current prefer. I think that's probably what I would want to do. Bless me. Let's see. Hawk6 says, I would have not thought of ramen noodle pasta for the buns. Thank you for the bless me, Chan and 7. Yeah, so every time I've gotten like something that's been branded a ramen burger around here, it's basically used ramen noodle cakes as the bun. But I don't really like that. So unless they like flavor the noodle cakes, it's not good. Seven says, I always bless myself too. I mean, why not? If nobody's around, like, who else is there to bless you if you don't bless yourself? It's like self-care. Who would take care of you if you don't take care of yourself? I'm trying to teach my 4-year-old, like, you might not always be around mommy and daddy, so you need to start learning how to take care of yourself. Don't hurt yourself. That's what I tell my 4-year-old. Okay. So let's see, we got some vegetables left over that I did not fully use. I just tapped into like a small portion of what I used today. Remaining lettuce, remaining onion, remaining tomato, some remaining scallions. Put those back in the fridge. I do have half a burger and a slice of half a slice of cheese. So we are going to just leave that over here. I'm going to cover it. I'm going to grab this. Put it back on the stove, because that's where it normally lives. My wife and I were talking about reworking the kitchen, and as much as we would like to do it, I now have a new requirement that I could stream in the kitchen, and her new layout wouldn't have allowed me to stream in the kitchen. Not that we can necessarily afford a kitchen remodel now with me being unemployed, but... it's so much of a habit. I do it even when others are around. Oh, okay. Yeah, I could see that. I've been telling my kid to say "excuse me" instead of like "bless me." So sometimes when when she sneezes, I'm like, "What do you say?" Or if she farts, she's like, "What do you say after you toot?" And she plays around. She doesn't say "excuse me." One of her favorite phrases to say for a long time was like, a DD, because it sounded like excuse me, and I'm like, no, you don't say a DD, you say excuse me, kid. So, anyway. Alright. Okay, I think most of what I have to take care of now is basically done. So now I have this very strange thing to do. I have to move a microphone, a computer, a camera to another room. That sounds like an exciting thing to do on stream, huh? I may turn off the camera. Okay, my plan is I want to play Jubeat. So, let me quickly go pee and turn on the machine because it takes like a minute to warm up the machine. So by the time I get over there, we can set up and then the machine will be ready. So, oh, hey Google, stop playing music. Okay, I'm back from turning on the machine. I'm gonna turn off my keyboard and mouse. Let me see, I could put the keyboard in my pocket. That would not be a big deal. Oh, I'll have to come out here for more tea though, anyway. Alright, hold on, I'm gonna prep my tea first. Prep my tea first. Okay, so I put my mouse in my pocket. I'm gonna have to unplug my computer from the AC from the wall. I'm gonna have to carry the keyboard. Alright, this is gonna be fun, guys. Okay. I would say don't try this at home, but I am at home. Ice Flame X, thank you so much for the 1,000 bits. Holy crap, Ice Flame. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. Oh my god. Alright, so here we go. I am carrying the microphone in this hand. So you might hear some weird sounds. I will have to make a second trip for my tea anyway. But, so I have the camera. Okay, alright, here we go. You know what? Ugh. Okay. I have a USB hub with a microphone and this other camera in. Alright. Wait a second. Hold on, I'm gonna turn this up just for my own sanity, for the purposes of walking. I'm also wired into my router. So I have... Oh, it's definitely Transformers? Oh, what kind of tee? Oh, yeah, my t-shirt is a Transformer shirt. It's a Optimus Prime. But my tea is going to be green tea, because that's what I already was having. Alright, okay. Alright, so I'm trying to make sure that my wires... Okay. I'm currently wired into my... Okay, you get to see the ceiling of my house. Oh my god! Thank you kindly for the follow. Ads, okay, great. Oh good, ads, this is perfect. Ads while moving to the other room. This is, I couldn't have planned it better. Excellent. Ugh. Okay. Alright. Okay. So, don't look at that mess, sorry. Don't look at the mess, okay. Alright, we're in the room. I just have to set everything up now. So hang tight. Here's the microphone. Alright, let me just put everything down. I did not think this through, placing everything here. So, hang on. This is what I get for streaming on a random day where I did not plan things to stream on a random day. Oh man, this camera has fallen over multiple times. So yeah, don't cheap out on the tripod, because the tripod is the thing holding up your digital camera. Okay, alright, let's see. Move these over here. Move this over here. Moving all of this. Moving all these. Okay, alright. Moving the important thing. The table that I will then be able to place my streaming computer on. Okay, alright. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Okay. I'm okay. We didn't break anything. All right. Oh, Messenify, my room looks way worse. Oh, yeah, no. I'm just... The other thing I'm afraid of is if I expose any, like, of my personal documents and stuff, I'm a little paranoid about, like, being doxxed and things like that. Okay, alright. So, that's why I was like, oh, pointing to the ceiling seems pretty safe. Okay, let's see. I can now plug in my computer so we don't run out of power. Not like I would have any risk of losing power right now. Okay, I'm still plugged in here. Excellent. Okay, I need the microphone up. So, microphone... That would not be good if that happened? Oh, yeah, no. No. And maybe less, because, like, I'm an adult. I watch my stuff, but, like, I also wouldn't want to accidentally dox, like, my kid, right? So, that's why I don't really share that much about her online or anything, because, you never know. Never know who's going to be out there to take your crap. Yeah. Hey, you guys get to see like real streamer stuff today, i.e. streamer struggling with setup. Oh, this is going to be fun. Alright, I'm going to move this camera underneath these wires on the tripod at the same time to move it then around this side. Because right now I'm plugged in and OBS is running, and I've found that sometimes if I disconnect it, I have to start OBS again. Usually I'll just deactivate, reactivate, but like sometimes that doesn't work, and I'm like paranoid that it won't work. So okay, all right, okay, all right. Here we go. I can move this, move that. Plugged in, still wired in. Cameras are still on. Oh, hold on, let me get my mouse. And so now we'll be switching to Jubeat. Oh god, don't look at any of those documents. Wait, I hope... Oh no, there's nothing sensitive there, but anyway, just in case. Alright. So you guys get to see how I fiddle with this setup. So right now I have my laptop on a table, which is like effectively my work desk. And then we're gonna turn this to angle it this way. Oh god! No camera, don't fail me now. Don't do it. No tripod, don't do it. Okay. And then, oh, you guys gotta get a chance to look at like board games and stuff. I have a ton of board games. I mean, it's upside down to you guys. Hold on. So I have a wall of games over here. I don't know if I've shown this stuff off. So I have like, so there's a guitar. Here's another guitar. I have 2 shelves over here, mostly board games and card games, and like performance magic stuff is right here. And then I've got a ton of board games over here. So yeah. Alright, cool. Alright, now let me readjust this camera to be here over this machine. That's quite the collection. Thank you, Ice Flame. Yeah, I think I have over 300 board games. When I checked and did my my inventory, I have all my games in in Board Game Geek. So if anybody's curious, I could share my Board Game Geek collection. Board Game Geek. Let me see. Can you find a user? I haven't had to update my collection in a while, so. Oh wait. Oh no, I am still logged in. Okay. Great. Collection user. Alright, if anybody wants to see my board game collection, here's my board game collection. Alright, okay. Alright, next, let me, hold on, I'm just gonna close this, so you're not gonna see an image for a second, but I have to tighten this onto the stand that it's on, because it is a little bit loose, and I do need it to be, like, a little bit firmer. Okay. Ugh, come on. Okay, opening up this camera again. There we go. Oh, still wobbly. Hang on. You know what? It just might be easier for me to remove this. Please hold. Hashtag real streamer problems. I'm also going to get my tea, and I'm going to get a little rubber because I can't pick that off right now. Okay, have my tea. Have this little rubber thing so I can grip the screw. Okay. Okay. Screwing the camera in. Okay, and now screwing the camera to the tripod. I recently bought this tripod for cheap. I should have spent a little bit more on the tripod. Okay, I think you should now be avoiding dizziness and okay, all right. We are, as far as I know now, good for that. Okay, next I need some weights to counterbalance this thing and a book to, all right. Here we go. This is real hashtag streamer problems. I'm going to put a book underneath one of the tripod legs. Okay, alright. There we go. Remove that a little bit. This way. Sure. So you guys can see how much struggle I go through sometimes to set up the camera angles. Okay. Does that look okay? I think that looks okay. All right. Oh, next. Okay. I'm gonna get a sweater to cover out more light from this. That's not big enough. I've obtained a dark towel. You may have seen this dark towel in other such episodes, such as Jubeat. Okay, a little bit better? Alright, a little bit better. Okay, so boom, boom. Okay, I think that's set. Camera is set. You can see here is my stuff. Oh, I gotta turn things on. Hello! Okay, cool. Alright, I can now change my category. Just finished cooking, playing Jubeats now. Changing my category. Done. Okay. Alright. Okay. Oh, this is in the camera. Oh, well, whatever. It's we're really here to see. I mean, you can see this down here, and then you'll be able to see me. Okay, alright, perfect. Okay, I am going to go to the bathroom. I have to actually retract my Ethernet cable, and then we will start. Okay, alright. I think I'm back. And I think I just did everything I need to do. Alright, let me see here. Switching to Jubeat now. Okay, alright. You know, I don't know who's here, but... So I had alluded to occasionally being into guitar for a little bit, and obviously you guys just saw it. I strangely have a good setup. So before we play Jubeat, and I know that... So just so I could tell Barney of the Rubble, if he ever comes and says, Guitar Stream! So does this work? Alright, there we go. Can you guys hear that? I assume that it can be heard. Alright. Okay. Alright, that's all the guitar you get for today. But if you were here... Oh, and there were ads. Well, guess you had to sub if you wanted to see it. Okay, alright. So, let's get... Oof! No worries. I'm not very good, but I was just like, you know, it's fun. It's fun to fiddle with it. Okay, turning up the volume on the machine. Let's scan my card. I'm gonna have to enter my code. I'm just gonna put my hand over here. Boom, okay. Not that it's necessarily crucial, but just in case.
Welcome to Jubeat.
Yeah, hopefully people can hear that.
Information. Select music.
Okay. Is that loud enough? I think that's loud enough. I'll make it a little bit louder. Okay. Alright, let's warm up. Let's do something a little bit easier than a 7. That can be seen? Okay, good. I feel like it's not loud enough. Okay, we'll just try the song. I can adjust the volume. I'm still live, right? I'm still live? Yeah, I think I am.
Ready?
Okay.
Go.
Okay. I think I do want it a little bit louder. Okay, I think that sounds better. Ooh, I see Japanese as 7. Yeah, this is Jubeat, spelled Jubeat, but it's a Japanese rhythm game. If you are familiar with, I think somebody we had in chat before equated it to like DDR for your hands. So yeah. Let's see. I feel like I'm not entirely happy with the camera angle, but I don't want to mess with it anymore. So. I do kind of want to open this window though. Do we want to do this song? Only got a couple seconds. Alright, Japanese rock? Yeah? Okay. We'll do the Japanese rock. Rock song.
Single person play. Second tune. Ready? Go!
Oh, that's not bad.
Result. Clear. Select music.
Thank you kindly for the emote, 7 Senshi. 7, if you hear a song that you want to hear or see, you let me know. I'm just willing to play whatever. If anybody knows what Eurobeat is, this sounds a little bit like Eurobeat, which is Italian music made for the Japanese, sung in English. But Eurobeat probably has its prominence most well known for the anime Initial D.
Final tune. Ready? Go!
be hardcore now. Yeah, I missed one. I mean, I missed a bunch, but... Ooh, that's fast.
Result.
That's 180 beats per minute. Yeah, Running in the 90s from Initial D. Yes, Running in the 90s is one of my favorite songs from Initial D. I had, so well before I got into K-pop, I was into Eurobeat, and I listened to, basically my soundtrack was like, Initial D, Season 1, Season 2, well, they called it stages, but, yeah. Oh, actually, if anybody's familiar with DDR, this song is on DDR 5th mix. Hot Limit. Yeah, it's a vibe. Alright, yeah, let me do this one. Throwback.
Online matching. Single person play. Bonus tune. Ready? Go!
Hey! New record! I improved! Thank you kindly for the claps. Chan the Magic Man! I had a B before. Now I got an A. Yeah, I think just because I've been playing more, I haven't been improving, so it's all good. They got me moving. I was definitely moving on that one. Ad incoming in 3 minutes. Okay. Alright, well, if anybody wants to see ad-free viewing, you can sub. Yeah, now that I am unemployed, I should probably milk Twitch for the ad money. So I'm sorry, guys. I hope you understand. I love you all. Please don't hate me.
Select music.
Wait, what's this? Oh, that sounds cool. This song is called Bass to Bass. Okay, I might have to do this one. So this one has a crossover for another rhythm game called Sound Voltex. I want to do this one, and then I probably want to do bass to bass. Okay.
Online matching. Single person play. First tune. Ready? Go!
Whoa, that was a wild change. Oh, that's a lot of buttons to hold at the end. Oh man.
Result. Cleared.
I got an S. So anyway, I realized what it's because it's a medley. That's so. It's a medley of a bunch of songs from the game Sound Voltex. Thank you, Kelly, for the claps, Chan.
Select music.
Okay, I said I want to do bass to bass, so we'll do that one.
Online matching. Single person play. Second tune. Ready? Go!
I was not ready.
All I gotta get you involved. See no records before, but the voice, they know it's trust.
chiptune switchover. That bass was actually pretty strong. I was actually thinking if I needed to turn it down, but maybe it's just gonna be that song. Cause I could feel the bass in the room. Like,
Select music.
okay.
Online matching. Single person play.
Oh, did I switch actually my category to Jubeat? I don't know if I did.
Ready?
There you go.
Go!
Hawk6 says, yep, you have been in the UB category. Oh, okay, cool, thanks. Because for some reason on my OBS, it said that I was still just chatting, even though I'm pretty sure I updated the category when I updated the title. And I know I saved the title, so... But, thanks for the confirmation. Appreciate it. Oh, if anybody's been sitting around for a while and you're not hydrated, please feel free to hydrate. I'm totally burning off that cheeseburger ramen now. I should play some more dancey songs so I can burn more calories. Which, by the way, they do say that the number of calories you burn doing exercise is way fewer than you actually think you do. So, but moving around is good. Moving around is good, even if it's like just moving around a little bit.
music.
Oh, this one sounds chill. Oh, is this maybe an only piano one? Or mostly piano? I hear here's some triangle in there. Just went and hydrated. Ah, awesome. Air 5. Okay, let's try this one. Sounds like piano and triangle?
Single person play.
Unless it's actually just like a tiny
First tune.
xylophone or
Ready?
one of those other percussion
Go.
instruments. Here's a big drum in the back. Boss music?
Result. Cleared.
It's like an orchestral piece.
Select music.
And then I think I want to do this one. Kind of like the opposite of what that was.
Online matching.
This one's the dancey hoppy one.
Single person play. Second tune. Ready? Go!
Wait. This one sounds ridiculous. I should kick it up a notch. Let's go 2 sevens. Oh yeah, let's do this. I do this because I like this song. If you're familiar, it's Vampire Killer from Castlevania.
Final tune. Ready? Go!
Oh, I didn't miss it. Okay, good. I got that one.
Result. Clear.
Not a new record, though. Thank you for the emotes, Hot 6 Phoenix and 7 Senshi. We got a bunch of DDRs. We got Dance 3, Panda.
Play again.
Oh, yeah, I know we were talking about Japanese a little bit earlier. I know how to say yes and no. Hi is yes. Yeah is no. Actually, wait, this is a good time if anybody needs to go get a drink or pee. I'll be right back while the ad break's going. I'm back. I think hopefully before the 90 seconds is up.
Select music.
Okay, well, now we're on 7, so we can stick to 7. Oh. Should we do William Tell Overture? Alright, let's do William Tell.
Online matching. Single person play. First tune. Ready? Go!
And that is the William Tell Overture Orchestra. Lol, William Tell says I was. Yes, you recognized it. I think I might have started the song during the ad break, but it's very obvious, right? Like, yeah, for sure. It was getting really fast, and that was not the most difficult version of that song. I can imagine it being like, yeah. And it started off slow, and just the urgency as the song progressed, it nailed it, I think. Alright. Oh, is this another piano one? No, that's not. Okay. How are we gonna do this one?
Online matching. Single person play. Second tune. Ready? Go!
What? This just changed to completely piano. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. That's insane. almost thought the song was over. And then I wasn't ready for the last, like, little bit. Mess that one up. Just don't let up until the notes stop. Don't let up.
Select music.
Okay,
Matching.
just choosing this sounds fun.
Final tune. Ready? Go!
Oh, this might be too fast for me. I don't think I did that great on that one.
Result.
Yeah, did okay. Did okay.
Bonus tune.
Okay, I think I want to do this one.
Online
Oh, it looks
matching.
like I disconnected from chat and reconnected to chat somehow.
Bonus tune. Ready? Go!
That one was pretty repetitive. Ooh, did I unlock a song?
Congratulations! Play again?
Yeah.
You
Alright.
acquired a title.
I acquired a title. I don't even know what that means. I'm probably gonna stream for maybe 40 more minutes, I'm guessing, at most. And then we'll find somebody to raid.
Select music.
Alright, we might do that. Alright. Okay. Beats per minute, 202.
Online matching. Single person play. First tune. Ready? Go!
Okay, we can do it again. Catch it. Ready. Whoa!
Result. Cleared.
Alright, that one pumped me up. I felt that one.
Select music.
I do this one. we'll do this one first. Okay. 200 beats per minute.
Online matching. Single person play. Second tune. Ready? Go!
Alright, that one was tricky. That was tricky.
Result. Cleared. Select music.
I did this one and then I wanted to do this one. I'll do this one next. I'll do this one now.
Online matching. Single person play. Final tune. Ready? Go!
So that one was called Cause Inflation. I was thinking about, so recently there was some news that there's a new theory that perhaps the universe is a lot older than we originally thought it was, and it was because there might not be as much cosmic inflation. And if you remove cosmic inflation from the equation, we originally thought that we were like 13 point something billion years old, the universe. But if you remove cosmic inflation, that might be like 27 billion years old instead, which, you know, is quite a big difference. But like, we are seeing a lot of galaxies that are like well formed near the beginning of when we thought the universe would have formed, and so we're either gonna have new physics or a new theory of how old the universe is. I mean, or both, right? It's not mutually exclusive that one isn't. I mean, there's probably going to be some element of truth to both, to some extent. All right.
Select music.
Okay, I think we're gonna do this one.
Online matching. Single person play. First tune. Ready? Go!
That last part was brutal.
Result.
Oh,
Cleared. Select music.
I was caught between these two.
Single person play. Second tune. Ready? Go!
That was rough too. Yeah, it did okay.
Result. Clear.
Oh, not bad.
Select music.
Okay, this one sounds cool. This one's called Space Village. Oh yeah, you guys can see it. Space Village.
Online matching. Single person play. Final tune. Ready? Go!
Wow, that changed styles or like
Result.
counting a lot.
Clear.
Thanks for the emotes, Hawk6 Phoenix. The dance emotes. Yeah, that one changed quite a bit throughout the song.
Bonus team.
So yeah, this song is called Space Village. I have to remember that. At first I was thinking it was like, started off as like an RPG village, and then it changed pretty quickly. Alright. Alright, we'll do this one.
Online matching. Single person play. Bonus tune. Ready? Go! Result.
Hey!
New record.
New record! Nice! Okay, 15 minutes. I don't know if that's like one game or two. Maybe two if I can rush it. Alright, so a menu fast. The menu fast and pick songs fast, and then I probably fit two in.
Select music.
Okay, let's see. Alright, this one sounds funky, so we're doing it.
Single person play. First tune. Ready? Go!
was interesting. It was like traditional. I don't know if it's Japanese, but traditional, and then like funky on top of that. Toxic Venus is dancing.
Select music.
Yeah, we knew this one.
Online matching. Single person play. Second tune. Ready? Go!
Alright, I feel like I was misled by the preview, but the steps were fun. New record! Yeah. The steps were fun. I don't know if I liked the song as much as I thought the demo, the preview would have let me like the, like the song. But it's okay, it's okay.
Select music.
Okay, we're gonna do this one.
Online matching. Single person play. Final tune. Ready? Go!
Daddy's actually streaming right now, so I have a camera on and playing the machine. Okay. All right. Welcome home. How are you doing? Did you have a good day at school? Okay. Awesome. Hey, give me a kiss. Daddy will be out in a little bit. Okay. All right.
Where are you going?
Oh, I just have to finish up doing this. Okay. All right. Never mind. We're not playing another one. We're just gonna stop right here. Okay. All right. I'm going to find somebody to raid, and then we will go. Oh, stay over here, Noemi. Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. Let's go ahead and... Well, family's home, so we're just gonna raid out. So... Alright, you know who we owe some raids, probably? Alright, we're gonna go over to... Unfocused in IA. Alright, so... anyway, let me turn down the volume of this. Okay, whew! Alright. Alright, thank you everybody for coming to hang out with me today. We did some cooking, we made a new ramen thing, based on K-Pop Demon Hunters. It was pretty good. And then you saw me struggle carrying all of the equipment over to here so we could play Jubeat. And yeah, this is probably a longer stream than I normally do, but I mean, I guess if you broke it up into 2 different streams. So anyway, let's go ahead and... Oh yeah, also guys, if you haven't given some mod love to our friend and mod, Chan the Magic Man, please give Chan the Magic Man a follow. Chan the Magic Man, one of the other few magicians on Twitch that has a regular magic schedule. He does give him a follow. He'll do magic on Magic Mondays. And honestly, everybody that saw in chat, most of them were streamers, so definitely give them all follows. Certainly give Hawk6 Phoenix a follow. And let's see. So today we're going to be raiding to our friend Unfocused in IA. So let's see. Here's a link if anybody's left behind. Here's a raid call if anybody wants to copy a raid call and is unsubbed. Here's a sub raid for anybody who wants to come along with sub raid. Copy the sub raid. And so let me go ahead and start officially the raid. Unfocused in IA. Okay. Yeah, this is our friend Nalani, and she is a variety streamer, but is a musician. Also does cooking, also plays games. So let's go over and say hi. All right, everybody. Good seeing you all. Take care. Remember to hydrate. Remember to sleep well. Remember to stretch. And thank you. Thank you for the stream, says Hawk. Thank you kindly for being here, Hawk. And thank you for the love, Chan the Magic Man. Remember to hydrate. Yep, absolutely. That's right. Let me finish my tea. All right. So... Anyway, not sure when the next stream is. It might be later this week. It might be later tonight. I don't know. So we'll see. I'm just gonna do whatever I think on a whim that feels right. So we shall see. All right. Take care, everybody. Good seeing you, and we'll see you around. All right. Bye.